From the campus of Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. West Virginia's college news leader, the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. This is MU Report.
Hello, and welcome to the 4th edition of Marshall University's MU Report, a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. We're glad you're joining us. I'm Brecken Wells.
And I'm Jayleah Long. This broadcast will appear every 2 weeks statewide here on West Virginia Public Broadcasting this fall. Now to our top story.
President Barack Obama visited the Mountain State for a community discussion about prescription drug abuse and the heroin epidemic. Here's Andrea Horsley with more.
As you can see behind me, Charleston's East End Family Resource Center has nearly every seat filled, awaiting the arrival of President Barack Obama. The event was planned as a discussion to address the growing drug problem right here in West Virginia.
5 people with ties to Marshall University were invited to the event to be a part of the discussion.
When people loosely throw around words like junkie, nobody wants to be labeled in that way. And part of our goal here, I think, today is to replace those words with words like father or daughter or son or friend or sister. Because then you understand there's a human element behind this. This could happen to any of us, in any of our families.
President Obama acknowledged the work being done in West Virginia to help fight the drug epidemic. Huntington Mayor Steve Williams is pleased with the attention a presidential visit brings to the issue.
It's a thrill to have the president here. It's a historic moment for the state. What I was most pleased about is everything that I was hearing was affirming what we're doing. So many of the things that are being discussed, everything from aggressive law enforcement, stepped up prevention and treatment, harm reduction, syringe exchange programs, all of these are what we've put in place in the last year.
West Virginia's Handle with Care program is one President Obama says he would like to see adopted in schools across the country. It aims to help children who are in homes during traumatic incidents involving law enforcement, including overdose situations.
We started a notification system to where the next day our officers that are on the scene will send a notification to the principal or to the counselor, basically say, handle that child with care today.
But President Obama says it will take more than programs and everyone working together to completely solve the issue.
I am deeply encouraged by the fact that on this issue we're seeing bipartisanship, and we haven't seen some of that rhetoric, and I hope that continues, because that's how we'll solve this problem.
With the highest rate of overdose deaths in the nation, Obama says this is a problem the Mountain State knows too well.
The president just left the podium here and says he has plans to help manage the addiction problem that West Virginia and the rest of the country is currently facing. Andrea Horsley, MU Report.
Thanks, Andrea. A small number of people were actually invited to sit down with the president in the interest of time. The president has visited West Virginia before during his first bid for the White House.
A long-awaited search has come to an end, with Marshall University finding its new chief executive. MU Report's Braxton Crisp caught up with students and faculty to get their reactions to the decision.
Marshall University has chosen its leader for the foreseeable future, with the Board of Governors last week selecting Dr. Jerome A. Gilbert as the university's 37th president. The decision came after people within the Marshall community had the opportunity to meet all 3 finalists during on-campus visits in early October.
He seemed very energetic, very fit. He seemed to have a good quality of leadership about him. He listened.
One of the qualities that set Gilbert apart from the rest is his understanding of the unique issues that Marshall is faced with.
I felt that he really cared about Marshall. He really did his research about what Marshall was about, what Marshall's problems, what Marshall's successes were. And I think that really showed, and I think that's the reason why he was chosen.
Gilbert has experience at the top of higher education. At the time of his hiring, he was the provost of Mississippi State University and has previously been the head of an academic department. During his visit, Gilbert pointed to several examples of issues he's worked to improve during his previous jobs.
I was really impressed that he had the initiative to address all of these, get something started, let people own it and see it to fruition.
Gilbert is expected to move to Huntington later this fall semester along with his wife Lee, and then at the beginning of the spring semester take over for interim president Gary White. Braxton Crisp, MU Report.
Gilbert won the position over fellow finalists Dr. Dennis A. Wiesenberg and Dr. Christopher G. Maples. His area of expertise is biomedical engineering, and he got his degree from Duke in North Carolina.
Last week's Unity Walk allowed students to gather together and walk across campus as one united green and white family, and students of all backgrounds participated in the walk. Here's MU Report's Kaylin Boardman to tell us more.
This was the third Unity Walk in 4 years, and students expressed how much it meant to them to be a part of the Marshall family.
It's really cool to be able to represent your school. I mean, I know we say every day when we go out and are able to play volleyball, we're representing Marshall, but showing this really just shows how many people are given that honor to be able to represent Marshall.
The walk began outside of the Recreation Center and ended in front of the Memorial Fountain outside of the Student Center. The walk was organized by Maurice Cooley back in 2012, and he said it is an opportunity for students of all backgrounds to unite together.
We all have different religions and different lifestyles and different values, but we're here to celebrate each other, to walk with each other, to be with each other, to eat with each other, to sing with each other, to hold hands with each other. And that sort of warms up the atmosphere that we think is important to later building more solid and long-time relationships with other people.
Many different groups and organizations showed their support by carrying signs and banners throughout the walk. And Cooley said the walk shows that we are Marshall and we are one.
The Unity Walk not only gives the students but also the Marshall community a chance to gather together as a family unit. Kaylin Boardman, MU Report.
The Unity Walk was one way for students to unite together as one big family during homecoming week.
If you ask students how safe they feel, you're likely to get the standard answer, safe enough. But there's a big difference between feeling safe and actually learning ways to protect yourself. Samantha Godby has the story on Marshall's women's only self-defense course.
The Marshall University Police Department partners with the Rape Aggression Defense Program, RAD, to provide university women with self-defense classes.
I've learned so much. When I first started this class, I felt so intimidated by just being in Huntington. And after taking this course, I felt empowered, like I could walk down the street and not be afraid.
Self-defense classes begin as any other, in the classroom. The first couple of weeks of class focus on risk reduction and awareness of your surroundings. Also, they include personal weapons, such as elbows, knees, and pepper spray.
The work that we do with RAD as contact with the Rape Crisis Center, we go into either the first or the second class of the semester of each 8 weeks class, and we do programs about sexual assault, stalking, and just do some awareness programs with them. So before that they start learning the techniques with the physical part of RAD, we go in and teach them about what sexual assault is and what you can do if it affects you or someone that you know, and kind of, bring light to the issue of sexual violence.
The students experience an intense range of emotions during the 8 weeks, according to instructor Scott Ballou. The final portion of the class allows the women to put into practice all that they have learned by simulating 1, 2, or even 3 attackers.
From previous trauma, the first class was really hard, watching the simulation and the video and knowing that I was going to put myself in a situation that would make me uncomfortable terrified me. But after being in the class and dealing with the instructors and showing myself what I'm actually capable of, it made me a lot more comfortable, and there's less emotional damage now than there probably was at the beginning of the class.
The classes are offered during the first and second 8 weeks every semester at both 3 and 4:30 p.m., Monday and Wednesdays. During the spring semesters, Ballou also offers a more experienced version of the class for women who want to learn more about self-defense and want to move beyond the beginner. Samantha Godby, MU Report.
The self-defense class is meant to help women feel more confident, as well as building physical and emotional strength.
The Thirst Project has made its way to Marshall University, and the group says it has high hopes of gaining new student volunteers to help them raise awareness regarding the global water crisis. Organizers say more than 1 billion people live without clean water. The Thirst Project says they are trying to decrease this number with the help of students across the country. The Thirst Project has found its way to Huntington, West Virginia, all the way from LA, California. The organization started with a group of broke college students with $70 in their pockets between them. They wanted to see a change after the global water crisis in 2008, so they established the Thirst Project and started traveling to college campuses all over the world.
We build wells in developing countries because almost 1 billion people don't have access to safe, clean drinking water, and the water they do have access to is actually making them really sick and even threatening to kill them. And so we're a student-based organization, so the majority of our work and the majority of the money raised to fund these wells is actually done through students. Students are the main supporters for this organization. The Thirst Project has been on campus for 2 weeks and has already seen major interest from the students. At Marshall University, we're just trying to reach out to as many students as possible. Students here are already amazing and already really involved in their community, making the world better. And we want them to know about the global water crisis and let them know they can do something about it. They can do something right now to end the global water crisis. Working mainly out of Swaziland, the Thirst Project has raised over $8 million and funded 280,000 people with safe, clean water.
It brings awareness to the college students that water is extremely important, not only to us, but also to third world countries.
The Thirst Project has left its watermark on campus as students step up to take part in the cause. According to the Thirst Project website, Marshall University will be the first school in West Virginia to partner with the organization.
With a recent decline in attendance at home games, Marshall men and women's basketball are trying to rebound with the help of students. As Ishmael Witten reports, Herd Hoops recently invited students to Rock the Rec.
Marshall basketball put a bit of a spin on its annual Midnight Madness this year. Under a new title known as Rock the Rec, basketball teams are looking to interact more with the student body. In doing so, all festivities were held at the Marshall Recreation Center as opposed to the usual Cam Henderson Center to help teams become closer with the students.
Well, most importantly, it is about student attendance, and we wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think it would help, and hopefully it'll meet its goal.
Activities included player introductions, student contests, and even a half-court shot with the chance to win free books for next semester.
I think it's pretty cool. Before, it was more spread out from where it was in the Camp Henderson Center, but now it's easier for the students to interact with the teams, so it's pretty cool.
With the basketball teams being the center of attention, players said they wanted to make this function more about the fans.
Just getting the fans out, getting the student body back, student section back for the games, and hopefully they'll be there to support us through our own games.
If Rock the Rec attendance was any indication for future home games, students are sure to have a ball this season. Ishmael Witten, MU Report.
The William Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications has been a part of Marshall University's history since 1926. Today, the school offers 7 degree programs including advertising, radio and television production, sports reporting, public relations, and broadcast, online, and print journalism. SOJMC prepares students for the opportunities and challenges of the industry. Professional-oriented courses as well as hands-on learning environments help students gather real-world experience before stepping out into their field of choice. And with a vast variety of student-run clubs and organizations, students always have the chance to better their skills. The W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications combines classroom and hands-on learning environments to provide students with the background necessary for future employment in the field of mass communications, and continues today to produce award-winning content through a variety of majors.
We have for this edition. We're always on YouTube, and you can follow us on social media. Our advisor is Dr. Christopher Swindell. Thanks for watching MU Report. That's all we have left for today. I'm Brecken Wells.
And I'm Jaylia Long.
Have a terrific day.